It looks like we're entering Pokemon League season once again. Let's talk Pokemon Legends ZA, Koro, and Scarlet and Violet. Let's dive in. Alright, so the first things first is Koro. For those who don't know, many years back, Koro was a magazine that would often reveal new Pokemon information about Pokemon games. And it was a huge thing in the community to look forward to the Koro leaks, right? Where these scans of this magazine would get uploaded to the internet days before its release, and oftentimes there would be tons of information in there about the upcoming Pokemon games. Well, a new scan of Koro came out last week, and it actually caused quite a stir in the community because there was some mistranslations and misunderstandings about what went on. To kind of sum it up, there wasn't really anything new in Koro, but it certainly brought up some really fun memories for a lot of content creators and people in the space, and it's something for us to look out for as the coming months progress, that they may include new information in Koro once again. Up until this point, though, I don't think there's any reason to believe that there's going to be anything super crazy right now, but I thought it was worth mentioning that they did have a big kind of two-page spread for Pokemon Legends ZA. But again, a lot of mistranslations and misunderstandings. I'm not even going to try to cover the things that were misunderstood, but ultimately just know there wasn't really anything super new or relevant, and we're going to be pressing forward. I've got a really interesting rumor that we're going to cover at this end of the video, but I did want to talk about some posts that came out from Riddler Ku, the Chinese Riddler, who has posted a ton of information, leaking a bunch of Pokemon games and much more, and it seems like they have some really cool tidbits of information that have come from the development of Scarlet and Violet, of things that were ultimately scrapped from the game. The first thing they say is that the season system was once a thing for the Scarlet and Violet development, but they didn't make it come back when Scarlet and Violet got released. So you would see these deer weirdly living together at the same time, obviously showing Deerling with its 4 different season forms. And this is a big part of the Unova region, introducing seasons. So when you would go on the same route, based on the time of year, you would be able to access different paths of the route. I really love that mechanic. I thought it was really well fit into the game, and I would love to see it come back. But obviously they kind of reinvented it in a new way with the terrarium at the end, and was able to spread things out in a unique way that way. But very interesting to hear that at some point the season system was in the game, and there was a few other things that got scrapped or changed as well. Riddler Ku goes on to say, during the development of Scarlet and Violet, the stats of the Paradox Pokemon were changeable in battle according to the weather and terrain on the field, but because of some bugs they encountered, they ended up making it a held item, which is the booster energy, for a substitute of presenting this feature. So that actually is an interesting thought, to say that originally these Paradox Pokemon were going to have their buffs based on the terrain, based on the weather, these different factors, but instead they say, you know what, we're just going to make this a held item and just simplify the process, because they were running into bugs in development. And it just goes to show how much stuff changes and gets tweaked and all that stuff throughout the testing phase. And to take it a step further, Ku goes on to say, let's talk about some interesting stuff. Rhyhorn is actually an international criminal in the settings. She also got a side quest during the DLC development, but nothing was implemented in the final game. Clavel only knows she's sus, but doesn't actually know her identity. Maybe he would ask the player to keep an eye on her. So again, Rhyhorn rather, ultimately not getting the side quests and the story that was originally planned. And we knew that there was a handful of other things that the Riddler had tossed out, like a PK Hex-like feature, and some of these things ultimately got scrapped in the final game of Scarlet and Violet. But these are some interesting thoughts that could be added to future games, right? Seasons and things like that. I think, going back to Kalos would be a really cool way to integrate seasons again. So a couple different things to look out for. I always find this stuff really fascinating to see what gets scrapped and what gets kept and everything in between. Before I dive into the rumor though, I gotta tell you guys that my G Fuel code aDrive is 30% off until tomorrow. That's right, you can grab the amazing Shiny Splash, Hype Sauce, and other great flavors with 30% off using code aDrive. For those who don't know, I drink this stuff every single day. I'm not even kidding. I have one in the morning. I have one in the afternoon. It's got a great blend of vitamins and antioxidants that'll keep you fueled and energized throughout the day. It does have caffeine, so I recommend 18 and up. But if you're into energy drinks and you want to have a great, smooth-tasting energy drink that tastes great, feels great, doesn't give you the stomach aches afterwards or the crash afterwards, I've been drinking this stuff for years. I'm not even kidding. I love it. I think it's great. And I think you should try Shiny Splash right now. You can use code aDrive in the link in the description below to pick up some G Fuel. Again, my code is 30% off just through the weekend though, so make sure you take advantage of that before tomorrow runs out. Grab yourself some Shiny Splash, Hype Sauce. Those are my top flavors. My wife drinks it. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to miss out. Grab yourself some G Fuel. All right, last thing I want to talk about today is this rumor post. We've been a little dry on the rumor mill. I know people are like, aDrive, where's the videos? Where's the rumors? They're coming back in full force once we get a little closer to the release of Legends ZA. This is one that Light had posted on social media on Twitter. He says it's a potential rumor about a press conference in May. But as always, keep it with a grain of salt, and that's how we always got to look at these, right? It could just be some guy with a keyboard on 4chan or whatever. After nearly 5 years, we'll be seeing a Pokemon press conference in May. Don't ask how I know the details, just wait for the announcement. Should be between May 20th and May 24th, with the actual conference taking place on the 29th. Let's get into the details. The conference starts off with a new TCG set announced. Will be the Dragon set that was recently trademarked. Main cards revolve around the new Pokemon from the Indigo Disc DLC, with Gen 5 Dragons 2. Next, they'll talk about Pokemon Pocket, giving a release date while also dropping a new gameplay trailer for the mobile game. We will then get to a small trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA, but still no gameplay, but it does show Mega Evolution using different attacks, and then we'll be explained that every Mega is returning, even Mewtwo. Not sure how it's caught in the game, but I'm assuming it's a side quest or something. We'll then get a representative of Pokemon Works to appear on the stage, announce the new department between Ilka and Game Freak, and showing off the new Generation 5 remakes. They didn't reveal at the Presents in February because they wanted more time to show off the new game, with Pokemon Works being finalized too. That's all I know. Obviously, things can change. Keep an eye out on this space. So let's kind of digest and dissect some of those things. So the initial part of the TCG set and Pokemon Pocket, I feel like that's kind of, at some point we're going to get some updates there. The main thing is the Legends ZA stuff, indicating that all Megas are returning, including Mewtwo. That to me feels like a given. Like, I feel like it would be really weird that one of the highlights, the only highlight we really have of Pokemon Legends ZA is the Mega Stone icon or whatever, the Mega Evolution icon. So the idea that they wouldn't all be returning to me would be like, why wouldn't they just bring them all back? I do anticipate us getting new Megas though. That's what I'm really excited about, is new Megas. And then on the front of the Pokemon Works side of things, we're talking about, for those who don't know, ILCA is the game that developed, I believe, or the studio that developed Pokemon Home, if I'm not mistaken. But most importantly, they developed Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. And obviously, a lot of people were not super thrilled with that game because it really was a copy-paste of the previous existing iteration of Diamond and Pearl. But that's neither here nor there. We do know that Ilka and Game Freak has like a joint studio now called Pokemon Works. So it's very possible that this studio is going to be way more involved in terms of future developments of games. And I'm still on the train that there could be Gen 5 remakes this year, man. Listen, I may end up being wrong, and that's okay. I'm okay being wrong. It happens. Happens to the best of us. I really feel like there's a chance, though, man. Like, especially since Legends ZA isn't coming out till next year. We have no idea when it's coming out next year, by the way. We have no clue, as far as I know. I feel like the chance of a Gen 5 remake is so real, and I would not be surprised, man, if it came out this November. I just would not be surprised. That is Pokemon's release cycle. They try to drop new games in November every year. We saw that they're not afraid to drop 2 games within a short period of time, especially with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. There's no formula here, right? Like, I really think that there's a solid chance that we are going to Unova at the end of the year, and I'm going to ride that train until it's impossible, which I think would probably be like, by the time we get to August, I think maybe June or July. By the time we get to summer, if we don't have anything about that by then I would say we could probably give up on it. But I still believe. Let me know if you guys still believe. I'm still a believer right now that we might get that game. I don't know, man. I guess we'll find out. I guess I'm just coping because I really want to see Unova remakes. I have a lot of fond memories of Unova, and I think it'd be a lot of fun and a great way to bridge the gap to Pokemon Legends ZA, which I'm super excited about. So that's what we got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap. I'll be back soon with some more leaks, rumors, and more. I know you guys have been asking for them, so hang tight. If you guys ever find anything that's worth covering, feel free to tweet it to me. You guys can find me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, just aDrive_TK. And don't forget to pick up some Shiny Splash G Fuel. Like I said, we got 30% off for the weekend. Code aDrive, make it happen. I got a link in the description for you. It tastes amazing, guys. I'm not even kidding. I know this is like a sponsor thing, but like, I drink this stuff every single day, regardless. Like, if G Fuel said, aDrive, we're not working with you anymore tomorrow, I would still drink it. I'd probably be salty, but I would still drink it because it's really good. I really like it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I do recommend 18 up because of the caffeine. We have a hydration flavor, which has no caffeine, so you can go that route too. It tastes amazing. So good. So good. Our flavor's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys soon.